My name is Pasha Sila Gray, and I would just like to take the opportunity to say thank you for the video interview for your current position. I will just get started with the 5 questions that you have prepared for me. Question number 1: what drew you to the early childhood profession? This is a great question. What first drew me to the early childhood profession was caring for my baby sister when she was born. I was 17 at the time. I had my own car in high school, and I took on a lot of responsibility in helping my parents, from picking her up from daycare. I made sure she was safe, she was fed, and I cared for her until my parents returned home from work. That experience, along with some other experiences like babysitting, helped me realize how natural caregiving felt to me, how I was kind of good at it, and how much purpose I found in supporting children and their families. So when my parents later opened a daycare center, I think my sister was about 3. It confirmed for me that early childhood education was more than supervision. It was about creating safe, responsive environments where children can grow and families can feel supported. So by the time I was 19, I knew this was the field I wanted to dedicate myself to, and that commitment continues to guide my professional journey today. Question number 2: what do you consider to be your chief responsibilities as an early childhood professional? I would have to say, as an early childhood professional, I believe my main responsibility is supporting the whole child while building strong, respectful partnerships with families. For me, that means creating nurturing, developmentally appropriate environments where children can grow socially, emotionally, cognitively, and physically. I also believe it's my responsibility to stay current and continue learning. We all know that early childhood is forever evolving. Ongoing professional development helps me use research-based and high-quality practices to support to better support children and their families. As I grow in my career, I am intentionally moving beyond the classroom into more roles where I can serve as a stronger support system and advocate for educators and families, including some coaching and quality focused work. Continuous learning and ethical practice are essential to providing the level of care and professionalism that I know children and families deserve. Question number 3: what is the role of collaboration in professional practice? This is another good question. Collaboration plays a very important role in early childhood professional practice because educators, families, and other professionals, we all must work together to fully support the whole child. No single person can meet all the needs of a child alone. So teamwork helps ensure children receive consistent and meaningful support. When educators collaborate with administrators, coaches, specialists, and other support staff, it strengthens communication, there's shared understanding, and overall program quality. It also helps create consistency in the expectations, the teaching approaches, and the care the children receive throughout the day. Collaboration with families is just as important. Families are the children's first teachers, and partnering with them just helps us educators better understand each child's strengths, needs, culture, and experiences. We can't do it without the families. Open communication, mutual respect, and shared goals create a strong support system for the children. When families feel heard, valued, they are more engaged, and children benefit from stronger connections between home and school. It's always been very important for me to make sure I let parents know that we're partners in this. There's no other way. And then they feel a sense of having a say in their child's education, which they should. Strong collaboration also supports professionalism, builds trust, and creates a positive environment where children, families, and educators can all succeed together. Question number 4. What strategies do you use to critically reflect on your growth as an early childhood professional? Think about this. Let's see. To ensure I am continuously growing as an early childhood professional, I practice intentional self-reflection and ongoing professional development. I regularly evaluate my teaching practices, my classroom management, and my interactions with children and families so I can identify what's working well and where improvement may be needed. Reflection helps me stay aware, be responsive, and focus on improving the quality of my work. I also maintain a positive mindset, which I think is super important. And I remain open to both positive and constructive feedback from my colleagues, my supervisors, and families. I view feedback as an opportunity to strengthen my practice rather than something negative. In addition, I set personal goals to increase my knowledge by engaging in more research-based reading, podcasts, professional articles, and current studies in the early childhood education field. Staying focused informs allow me to refine my approach, strengthen my professional skills, and better support children and families. For me, professional growth is ongoing, and I believe it is my responsibility to continue learning in order to provide high quality early childhood education, which is always going to be my main goal. Last but not least, question number 5. Describe an issue that may be the focus of advocacy efforts and explain why advocacy is important in the early childhood field. This is a really great question because I'm super big on advocacy. One of my favorite important issues in early childhood education is that it requires continual advocacy for fair compensation and professional recognition for early childhood educators. Research shows that early learning is critical to children's development, which we all know, especially brain development, which occurs during the 5 first years of life. Excuse me. Despite this importance of this stage, early childhood educators are often still underpaid and undervalued compared to educators that are in the public school system. This pay gap, it affects the workforce stability, program quality, and ultimately the level of support children and families receive, which is so not fair to them. Addressing this issue requires collective advocacy which means early childhood professionals, higher education institutions, policymakers, families, and communities. We must all work together to strengthen preparation pathways, improve compensation, and elevate the profession. When educators are supported, valued, and fairly compensated, programs are stronger. There's more teacher retention, it improves, and children benefit from the consistent, high quality care and education. So, advocacy is an essential part of being an early childhood professional because we have a responsibility to speak up for children and families in the field. It is time for us to move beyond that dreadful misconception that early childhood educators are just babysitters. We are skilled professionals who play a critical role in children's development, school readiness, and their lifelong success. Thank you for your time.